What is up, guys? It's Vanz, and welcome to another edition of Who's That Fig? And for today's episode, we're having a look at Hasbro's Star Wars The Black Series Qui-Gon Jinn. So let's check it out. So if you're new to this channel, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell to get notified when we come out with future videos. Big Bad Toy Store has a massive selection of toys like action figures, statues, and a lot of geek stuff. So make sure to buy your toys at Big Bad Toy Store. I put a link in the description down below, so go check them out. This figure was released on 2017, came with a single box in the Phase 3 red and black standard packaging. Starting from the bottom, you'll see Hasbro's logo, a warning sign, Qui-Gon Jinn, and his image. And on top, you'll see the Star Wars Black Series logo. On the left side of the box, you'll see a number 40, Qui-Gon Jinn's name, a barcode, and an item code. On the side of the box, you'll see Qui-Gon Jinn's name in red and in watermark background. At the back, you'll see Hasbro and Disney's logo, Qui-Gon's image, an introduction, and the Star Wars Black Series logo. Alright, out of the box, here's how the figure looks. And it came with two accessories, which is a Jedi mind trick left hand and a translucent green lightsaber. So let's check it out. Let's go. Alright, here's the lightsaber, and the hilt does have a silver and black color. The bottom does have a red paint as well, and it does have a peg which you can attach to the belt. Alright, and the translucent green lightsaber is very nice as well. Alright, and here's the Jedi mind trick left hand as an included accessory. You can see a swivel peg right here. This is a swivel peg, and there's also a horizontal hinge, as you can see. I mean, this is definitely okay. As I've said, if you're using a force push hand, or a force lightning hand, or even a Jedi mind trick, the horizontal hinge is perfect for these kind of hands. So they did a good job on this. Alright. So although this extra hand is nice, to be honest, they've gotten pretty lazy with the accessories. I mean, if you've watched episode 1, Phantom Menace, Qui-Gon Jinn did use a communicator, and that could have been a good accessory to include in this in this figure. Or you did see Qui-Gon Jinn wearing a poncho on the Phantom Menace as well, and most of the 3" figures does have that accessory, or even a Jedi robe. I don't understand why they did not include a Jedi robe as an accessory for this figure, because I mean, all of the Jedi does have a Jedi robe, and they did not include it with Qui-Gon Jinn. So aesthetics, I'll be honest, this figure is sculpted really nicely, as you can see, and I loved the paint application and the shading on the Jedi outfit as well. You can see there's some light brown here, there's a little bit of dark shading here. It's painted really nice. You can see those dark shadings here as well. The details on the hair, you can also see that. Even in the face, you can see some details.
it does have a lot of mix of colors. The belt, this is the socket where you can put in the peg in the hilt, and there's a lot of mixed colors in the belt as well. There's a silver and a gold and a brown, and it's painted really nice. The paint apps here is very good, I would say. The buttons, even the pegs here, I don't know if those are buttons or something, they're painted really nice, to be honest. There's a shading on the back again. I think the body is perfect. I mean, not perfect. I mean, it's painted very well. I think they only miss on the face. At first glance, it does look like Liam Neeson, but if you're gonna look closely, it actually doesn't. You know, and the thing is, you can see those details on the face. The face is very detailed, but I think the problem was it wasn't painted nicely. They didn't do any shading in this so that those details will stand out. It was just painted plainly, and I think that's the problem with this. It's sculpted nicely, detailed nicely, but the paint on the face, I honestly didn't like. It was just plain white. That's it. And that's the reason why, if you're gonna look closely, you won't see Liam Neeson in this. Alright. And let's look at the pants. As you can see, details around here. Even the boots at the back, there's also details. I think the boots could have been painted glossy finish. That could have been better, because as you can see here, the paint is just plain. It's like matte brown, same as the pants. It would have a better look if it's in a glossy finish. Alright, so that's the aesthetics. Let's move on to the articulation. Alright, so in the head, the joint that they use in the head is a hinge and a swivel joint. And again, I'm gonna say it again, I'm not a fan of this kind of joint because it doesn't give that much of a motion to the figure if you are using that kind of joint. Alright, you can look down this much and you can look up this much. I think there's a little bit articulation because of the hair, the plastic hair, but if you're gonna think about it, it's also because of the joint that they used. It won't give you that much of a motion. You can't even move the head. You won't even see any motion in the head. See? It's just stick like this. Alright, the arms. Okay, the arms is kind of odd. You can, for the left arm, you can raise it more than what the right arms can do. So, oh, there you go. You just have to put more effort, but still, the left hand is higher, definitely higher than the right arms. Could be because of this. No, I don't think so, because it's the same shoulders. It's just, you can't just lift them up that much, I guess. Okay. Still, this one is higher, alright? But this is connected by a hinge and a swivel joint. If you connect a swivel hinge joint on the arms, I would understand, because I think that's the only kind of joint that you can use for the arms, the legs. But if you're gonna use that in the head, see, yeah, there's not much motion. Anyway, it does have a It does not have a bicep cut because you already have a swivel and a hinge elbows, as well as a swivel and hinge wrists. Okay, same for both left and right. And again, they did use a horizontal hinge in this on both wrists. And the accessory that you have is a lightsaber. Again, I'm really not a fan of that, because you cannot do that much lightsaber motion with a horizontal hinge type of wrist. If this, like I've said, if this was a force push hand, or even the Jedi mind trick hand that was an accessory for this figure, that's totally fine. But this is definitely a lightsaber hand, gripping hand. For gripping hands, you shouldn't be using a horizontal hinge. It should always be vertical. And you cannot say it's because of the this molded robe or something. All right, because even if you put a vertical hinge here, it would still give you that motion. This won't affect the motion of a vertical hinge. I didn't like what they did here. Alright, so moving on. The torso section is definitely a swivel and a hinge joint. No, swivel joint. They did use a swivel joint here. This is an example of a hinge joint. Where was that? I did show you guys a while ago. The hinge joint is not the same as the a ball peg. If it was a ball peg, it will give you that motion. But since this is a swivel peg, it's not gonna give you even a side to side. There won't be any side to side to this. It's just swiveling. That's all it can give you for the motion. Okay, I don't like what they did with that. Moving on with the legs, it does have a thigh cut, as you can see, thigh swivel, and it is connected by a ball socket. So the figure can do Y split. I wish they can do a better job in this. A better would be a T-split, like a full split. That would be the best. Alright. And the legs does have a double hinge joint. Okay, mine does not have any problems with the joint, as you can see. Alright, and it does have a hinge and an ankle rocker. Alright, we don't have any issues with that. The ankle rocker works pretty fine in this. And the good thing about this figure, I don't have any balancing issues. You can pose him, he can stand really well. I don't need to put an effort to make it stand. The balancing on this figure is really nice. Okay, give me just a second here. I can make him stand right away a while ago. Okay. There you go. So it's nice. Again, the figure, when it comes to sculpt and some shading, it is good. Alright, but the articulation in this figure is, I would say, a fail on me. Again, they did a good job with the waist, with the torso peg. They did a swivel instead of a ball peg. They did use a swivel as well. Swivel and a hinge on the head. and they did use a horizontal hinge on the wrist. So this has this figure has one of the worst articulation on a Black Series figure, I would say. But it does look nice. It does look pretty well, but it won't be, for sure won't be doing any dynamic poses, and no balancing issues. That's a good thing about it. And the face doesn't look like Liam Neeson when you look at it very closely. The accessories also, they did not add that much. They only have a Jedi mind trick hand, which I won't be using. But this one is a good figure, I would say. It's just that the articulation and some of the materials that they use, the choices, is what I didn't like. I think that's it. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And for those of you who are already subscribed, please make sure to hit on the notification bell so that you'll be updated for future videos. And again, I would like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Cheers!